Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday. It's 1 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and I'm on the air taking questions. And I think I'm going to let us get a chance to be on the air for a bit and build up kind of an audience before I start answering questions. Um, but I will tell you this, I've got a survey here in the corner, and I'm asking you what you want to see in this channel. And it's just a chance you can vote. You type in the chat one, two, three, or four. One is more educational content, two is more collaborations with people, three is more live interactive things. This is like the chat. And four is more Oracle Garden content. When I do the Oracle Garden, that includes that there's going to be more interactive content. So if y'all wouldn't mind voting on my little survey so I can see, I'm seriously thinking about, I'm getting about the same number of people all the time. But and I know everybody's hitting some hard times financially. Well, so am I. And so that's why I have the Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. To donate, you can go over there and give us as little as $5, and I get almost the entire amount of when you buy me a cup of coffee. When you contribute to me through YouTube, they take a larger and larger and larger chunk of it all the time. And but whatever works for you, whatever you've got set up, I do it through PayPal too. PayPal's proving to be its own set of little problems recently too. For those of you who don't know it, I have a Substack channel, and you can download Substack for free. You can just type in Nancy Jean's Garden. It's got a whole playlist of things I've put over there. A lot of stuff you see here I put over there also. I'm finding it's a really interesting forum. I'm getting really, really good comments from people about what I do and where I go and what I see. So, hi, Linda Bishop and Jolyn, and also I've gotten a couple questions that I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave the survey up, and so you can see. And it's your chance to tell me what you want to see, because I just throw stuff out there, and I spend a lot of time on shows. I spend a lot of time figuring out what's good content, what helps you understand the world better, what helps you link better, more closely with the spiritual world. So I'm really hoping that this will happen, that we'll get some responses to this and it'll be helpful to me. But we're going to start with Annie Bear. Annie Bear has a question. Had a weird time jump this morning, lasted about 20 minutes, deeper insights, clearer dreams. I'm grateful and thankful and very grounded. Staying grounded is the ticket. Yes, Annie Bear, staying grounded is the complete ticket. And I've just found a lady who talked about 2 new ways to get grounded before you sleep. And I'm going to try them for a couple weeks, and then I'll let you know if they work or not. Because I'm not going to tell you to go do something and people say, why am I doing that? I want to be able to testify for you. But let's see. Let's see what was Annie Bear's vision. And I have to I'm cleaning up my office also. Next week on Tuesday, we will have Midlife Psychic will be on with me, and she reads runes, and I have runes, and I used to teach runes. And so we're going to be taking a long, hard dive into runes. Runes they're an oracle way. They're a way of telling the future, but they are not like cards. They don't claim to be predictive, and you'll learn all about this next week. But runes, they don't let you have a question that's a yes or a no. Runes will give you, they're kind of like reading my garden. As a matter of fact, part of how I came up with the concept of how my garden should work came from runes. That You should know what the situation is surrounding something, not just get a definitive yes and no. And the reason I felt at that point pulled away from runes, from cards, is the polarity that's in cards. But what we're going to do is we're going to my second camera. Okay, let's see. What can we see about Annie Bear's time jump? I've had several of those recently where I thought it was one time and I realized it was another, and time had gone by, and then eventually I would understand what it was telling me. Okay, let's see. Annie Bear. You're moving forward, girl. What it says is you've been waiting for some visions and some ideas, and you've been a little befuddled about which are my tools, which are my skills, which are my abilities should I use more. And since you said you're having clearer dreams, I would think clearer dreams would be part of that. But this is definitely the card of you're moving forward. He always means movements, whether it's movement from a house, from a job to somewhere, but he means movement. Knight of Swords, 10 of Wands. It's telling you to let go of the burden and quit worrying about it. It's coming to you, and it's coming to you in a way that's just making it clear to you to do that. And then the last part is you're walking more into your majesty of creation, which the King or Queen of Wands are manifesting and having things grow out of our adult selves. So let's see what we can see about the movement. Okay, your movement was blocked by some people that were in your life, or people that you were trying to settle with in your life, and they're gone away because they're all upside down. So they're all gone away. So that's what it's about, Annie, from the perspective of what I can see. And you are very grounded, and that's wonderful. Let's see what our second question that we got was. Since more of us are experiencing our abilities activating, are we having a direct impact on changing the world? And can we contribute to the so-called time split that certain people say is happening? That last part is in the second part of her question. I'm going to show you. Anyway, okay. Are the awakenings and people experiences that people are awakening, is it having an impact on the changing in the world, which is happening no matter what? It's going to happen. Sun, right side up or upside down for me. The Sun's a great card. Knight of Cups. Okay. You got, okay. Well, I can tell you the answer right now is you've got the Sun and you've got 3 Knights. And you got the Knight of Swords, which is against the Knight of Movement. And I did shuffle the cards, guys. You saw me, and I got the same cards. The message for today is that we are moving forward. We are getting to pick our own skills and abilities. And the 3 Knights. There are this many cards in the pack, and I put out 5, and I got 3 Knights in it with the Sun, which means it's a yes. And it says we're being less emotional about it, and that's good. I mean, we're feeling it in our heart, but we're not letting that overtake our heart and overtake who we are and where we're going. I see this as really positive, Catherine. And yes, we are making a difference in ways we can see and not see, and not to get obsessed with news and stuff. But hi, Dr. Gail. Oh, okay. You have to push the 3 and the 4 just put 3 and then Oxford Cat and then put 4. And thank you, Oxford Cat, for being here and being part of the chatters. Thanks to Nancy Cast. Okay, this lady wants a reading for the next 3 months, and she was here early. And y'all remember that when you're watching a show, you're not seeing the questions by accident or the readings and the answers by accident. So this is really kind of 3 months for everybody. Ooh, swift movement from the heart. Okay, this is yours. If you'd been thinking about moving physically or moving on, you're not quite ready to move on, but your heart is changing and your heart's moving swiftly. Oh. Jane, thank you. You voted right. You got to put, I can't change them. Oxford Cat, you have to go put in a 1 in one chat and a 3 in the other. To get back to this question, things are moving fast, but your heart, you're feeling a lot younger in your own heart right now. And that's really important. You're not going to walk off the cliff or make foolish mistakes. If anything, you make very, very sensible mistakes. And you're building up your own resources in the next 3 months. So things are going to be changing around us rapidly. But for you, you're going to be able to build a stable environment that protects you very well. And I'm glad, because you've been around for a long time watching my channel, and I want to see the long timers stay. Spiritual growth, Rossi, spiritual growth. What can the cards tell me about Rossi, spiritual growth? Okay. It's kind of an interesting story. For a long time, Rossi, you've been working towards your spiritual growth, but you'd get close to it and then you'd decide it was an illusion, that it wasn't really there. You're breaking from that pattern right now, today. And now you're going into the 7. 7s always mean analytical or spiritual growth. You're ready to just make it grow. You're ready to accept the growth. And I don't know if you've decided to go with a group, or you found some reading you've been doing, or you found some information that's really helping you grow. But you can turn her around. You spent so long denying your physical part of your being, and bringing the spiritual into the physical, that had proven bad in the past. But you're past that illusion. 7, if 7's your life path number, Rossi, then yeah, you've got spiritual and analytical written all over you, and that will be your challenge in this lifetime. And you're best to go with it. And it's when you fight the things you feel compelled to do is when you have your most problems. Now, for those of you who are going, why are these people putting weird numbers up here? Let's see. I'm doing a survey, and it's when you're facing the screen, it's in the right-hand lower corner, and it's about it's your chance to give me input into what you want to see in my channel. I get comments all the time. I wish you'd do more of this and wish you'd do more of that. And I don't really know sometimes what people want to do. I want to grow my viewership, because who doesn't want to grow their viewership? And that's not an ego thing. I'm not going to spend my time doing stuff I'm not sure is reaching people. So we're going to look at this at the end. We're going to see what people think we want. They want to see more of on this channel. My car seems to need maintenance, yet it is very costly. Should you invest in the work? Okay. The answer, yes, is if you get a yes, it's that it's worth spending the time on this. If it's a no, then we'll try and read beyond that. Hit like and subscribe. That's another way you can help me. Well, this is getting up and going again. Yes, your judgment's skewed, but if you look at what you could get for the same price, and you just might be buying more problems. As long as you're going to someone you've used forever, or you know is a reputable dealership, or reputable, not dealership, or reputable mechanic. I've lived in Dallas since 1967. I've had 3 car mechanics. When I find a mechanic that works, I stick with them. My first one died, and I witnessed his will. I mean, we got to be good friends. The second one he sent me to retired 6 years ago, and the third one just sold his place to another group, but he swears they're really nice and that they'll take good care of me. But I fortunately haven't needed that. But I really, if you find a good mechanic, stay with them. They may, when they get in a little deeper, they may give you another suggestion for another way to deal with this. But I definitely see your car up and going. And it's never, the problem is you would really like to go get a new car, Eliza, but, or get a new for you car. And let's see what's about this one. Yeah, this isn't a good time for you to do that because you got the tower at the outset. I'd let them fix this. I think it's worth the investment, providing what I just said to you, that you have real trust in the mechanics you're dealing with. Yeah, here's one. So, I need to find a different job. How does it look for something part-time that pays what I would like? Miriam. Okay, let's see. Miriam wants a new job. What's better for jobs is the garden. You guys are going to have to wait a second while I get it set up. Like I said, I've been cleaning my office today because next week at this time I will be discussing runes with Midlife Psychic, and I couldn't find my runes, so I had to take my whole office apart to find out where I'd hidden them from myself. So I'm really good at hiding things from myself. The garden's just better on timing, Miriam. I'm not avoiding your question. I'm trying to get you the best answer I can. So I'm still working on 9 candles. If Annie Bear, if you are in the chat, I do believe I sent you an invitation to participate in 9 candles. I haven't heard back. I'm going to resend that email today. I sent it to several people who've been part of it in the past, and I always offer this to them first. And we're just not going to put the cornerstones on today. Okay. Miriam needs to find a different job. This will be a when. This can tell us a when. This is winter, spring, summer, fall. And we're in this, almost into this, and then there'll be fall, and then, so let's see, in winter. Oh dear. You're not going to find what you want when you want it the way you want it. You're going to have to hold out till winter. But you got marvelous, marvelous stones on your reading. The interpretation of the reading is, this is winter. You're going to find it in the late summer. You may be into it somewhat in the fall, but I really think you're going to be into the new job in the winter. And you know about this job right now because you're Your grounding stone is an air. You need to really picture exactly how you want this job to run. That's what's really important in this. And then this is an incredibly strong stone. You've got this between the crown and the tree of life, and it's spirit. And spirit and tree of life says you're being open to radiant guidance, and the crown says the position of your mind is most important. So now you've got two stones that say mind. One says have a clear vision. You're in the winter where you see your mind and go for it. Your thoughts are always leading the way in case of this, and when the thoughts show up in true, it means positive thoughts help you manifest. This is really in your hands. And I would say, looking at these stones, taking the seasonal part of the garden away from it, that you can manifest this one in right now, Miriam, but you need to get really, really on top of it and really clear about what you want. And your body's in water, and the fact you're grounding and the way you're working with things is helping you move forward. But your clarity is your problem here. You're not sure. You have many, many ideas. This is your problem. You have many ideas of which way you could go. You're not focusing. You're not letting your mind open up and completely focus on one. But the correct one will be coming to you. And I think you're going to get this job lead through someone you've known before, because this is thoughts from the past come forward to help you. So I think you can do this now. I don't think you have to wait till winter to get there, and you've got great things, but you have to get an incredible amount of mental clarity about what you want to do, Miriam, in order to move forward. And let me know how it turns out, because I'm always interested in what happens with these things. Oh, yes, it was Mother's Day, and all Mother's Day, and Real Human Baby Day, and Fur Baby Day. And yes, my Mother's Day was quite delightful. Yeah, you're going to have to figure it out. But I think the person is out there to help you, Eliza. And Vicky's right. Everybody who sees value in what I do should subscribe right now, because YouTube's playing with my numbers again. Yes. Having a good mechanic is like having a great hairstylist. The guy who cuts my hair has been cutting it for 45 years. And before him, I only had 3. And I live in a big city full of hairstylists. And I didn't see other hairstylists, but the ones that I went to over and over and over again. So yes, I think it is like a good hairstylist. Okay. I want to move out of Florida to North Carolina. Is North Carolina better? I take it, because I make that mistake of hitting an N instead of a B all the time. For me, or just update New York. She wants to leave Florida, and I think she wants looking at North Carolina. We're going to do 2 lines. We're going to do North Carolina, and I hope my interpretations aren't that bad, but I think that's what it's going to be. And then we're going to do upstate New York. We'll do a line for North Carolina. That's the first one, because it came up first in the questions. And then for some reason, my cards have decided to get sticky. So it happens. I'm going to use my Cat's Eye Tarot, because I know I got a lot of cat mommies out there that like their critters. And I love this deck. And I will explain to you the cards, because I know it's not as easy as when it's the normal tarot and you know what those cards mean, but thank you all who are voting in the survey I'm doing below. I'm trying to decide. I want to ask you, this is your channel as much as mine, and especially on days like today, when we're all asking questions and feeling the universe. Okay. North Carolina. Okay, and upstate New York. Well, you got a lot of fives. Fives are change, and you got two fives. You got the two of pentacles. The problem right now is coming up the money, Rossi, to move, but you'll find it if you need to find it. It'll find you. And then you got the five of wands. Do you have family in North Carolina that you're not sure you can get along with because there might be small battles, or you remember them as cousins years ago, and or even siblings you just didn't get along with? That's an element that's been holding you back. But and you don't want to feel like the outsider. You don't want to feel unwanted. And there's nothing that's happening around you except you live in Florida. And I live in Texas, so I understand your grief. Um, you live in Florida, and there's nothing that's pushing you out, and you just don't have the resources for this one right now. But no, upstate New York is worse for you, except you've got justice in the middle. You could make upstate New York work. But of the two places, North Carolina is better. But your real base problem is having the money to move and to really be sure when you move what you're going to do. So, Rossi, I would think on both of these. As the cards stand right now, there's a lot more in your own heart personal conflict about going back into whoever or whatever people are around you in North Carolina. If you're moving to a place where you have people, you may be one of those brave souls that just moves where they don't know anybody. I can't imagine it being me, but upstate New York, the good part of upstate New York is you found a place where you could live without a car, which would be interesting. But it's cold. See, I'm a bad person to ask about cold places. But you'd be out of prison. You would feel freer up there. You'd feel more likely. And you think you'd be less judged there. So it's kind of a flip of the coin. You have people in North Carolina that you can attach to immediately. Doesn't mean you want to. And then you have a system in upstate New York that you could attach to immediately. It's going to be more of a slog, but you've got justice in the middle. And that's a major arcana that sort of trumps everybody, stands out over everybody. Let me guess. I'm going to put these two, which are pretty good. Justice. These two are the ones that really bother me about this. I'm going to lay three more. I'm going to lay a clarifier on North Carolina and a clarifier on New York. Okay. And as you know, the 9 candles are returning. Dun, da, 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 1st of June. And this 9 candles is about the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, and which is on the 9th of June. It's a beautiful aspect. It's where the planet of abundance and the planet of loving, caring, and getting what we want in our own hearts combined together. The night of the 9th, right at sunset, you'll be able to see them in the sky together. And I always think that's fun. There's some of the few planets you can really see. Okay, we're doing North Carolina first. And that's where my daughter wants to retire to. Okay, North Carolina is a matter of money and time. There's so many people are moving into that state in a weird way that it's getting more expensive. Upstate New York. Upstate New York, you'd feel freer. That's the 3 of Swords reversed. It's safer for you for that way. But there is something up there that I think all I can tell you is come back to me in a month, Rossi, because I think things will have changed for you in a way that will make that reading plainer, because neither of them is ideal. But if it's get out of Florida or else, then that's where you go. For those of you who have just joined us, I'm I'm running a survey on ways that I want people to look at my channel and what do they come for. Hi, Flower, Beauty, Princess, Peacock, Rainbow, the world's longest name on YouTube. Okay. I would love a career reading, please, for the next few months. Any guidance is welcome. Okay. Let's see where Flower, Beauty, Peacock, Rainbows life's going in the next couple months. This is going to be interesting. We're not exactly in a lull, but the planets that have been beaten up on each other are kind of spreading out and poking at each other like kids in the back seat. You put 5 kids in the back seat of a car, you're going to have a fight. Put too many planets in one sign, you're going to have a fight. Let's see career reading for Peacock. Flower, Beauty, Peacock, Rainbow. Changes are going on in your life. And some fights people you've been fighting with a lot that have caused you a lot of distress. This is a 5 of Wands reversed. That if in the traditional deck, that's the 5 juveniles that are hitting at each other with sticks. Well, that energy is going away from your job. You have a new, and I'm reading this as very male energy. You have a new male coming in who's kind and compassionate, and you think that he's being fair and honest, and he does have the 7 of Pentacles with him, which means he is thinking about how to make things work, how to work things out with money. And yeah, you're going to have a great cycle, because this guy, you're going to do some deals, and this is the world. This is the end. This is the end of a cycle for you. So it's going to be closing out some bad business. And what you had that needed to transform has transformed in the last few months. So you're doing good, girl. Rossi says, my family's in New York, but she has no one in North Carolina. Yes and no to resources right now. So you got to think about that. Yeah, there's a real problem. Your bigger no was going back to New York. But man, I can't imagine just moving to some place where I don't know anybody. We got people swapping mechanic stories. I love your mechanics in Oahu. Okay. We don't have annual inspections anymore in Texas. You do if you live in certain counties, and it's only on air pollution. But we used to have it. You used to not see cars riding around with duct tape in headlights and stuff. We're back to that. Okay. Yeah, there's people giving you a lot of suggestions. Person dealing about your car. I'm reading to find questions. And it would help you guys if you would put them in capitals, because then I can find them much quicker. May I have my next 2-month reading for Nimi? Okay. Comment further down in the chat. Back in the 60s, no seatbelts. Not only no seatbelts, but the steering wheel said if you got thrust forward into them would break your clavicle and choke you. I mean, and in Illinois, they actually had to pass a law that made them take the little religious. Did anybody lived in an area that used to have those little religious statues, Mary praying and all that stuff? They made people take those off of their dashboards because so many people were blinded by them in car accidents. I mean, really, unintended consequences. Next 2 months. Okay, let's see what's going on. Take it slow, girl. Nimi. What's going away from you is someone who's been lying to you is leaving you, going away. and But you have another little prankster, a younger person around you that's telling you things that just kind of make you feel a little off center. You're not feeling really strong right now, and that may be for this 2 months. But you're on to these folks, and you're not letting them steal from you. And you're being very, very careful. This is the Ace of Pentacles. You're being very careful with your money. Let's see what's going on with the money. Okay. Yeah, you've had some things come up. You've had to spend money you didn't want to spend. These people were part of how some of that money got spent. You weren't happy with it. You're done with that, though. You're moving on. You're not going to let anybody, no matter how good the story is, you're not going to let them take advantage of you. So you're getting better, girl. Okay. People like Toyotas. I'll tell you that if you want to skim through the message for next month for Vicky Howell. Okay, Vicky, we can do this. Girl, you ought to be able to read your own cards by now. But I can't read my own cards, so I'm going to take this up until I need it again because it's fluttering too much. It's distracting me. How's the next month going to be for you? Trying to get some stuff going. It's going to end up okay. You just got too many personalities playing in your life. You got your things around. This may be your husband. It's King of Swords, and your kids. But you're coming to the point you're going to make a decision. You've wanted to take some action. This is the Ace of Swords reversed. You wanted to take some action. You didn't feel safe to take it. And as a consequence of that, right now, you're feeling down in the dumps, sweetie lumps. You're feeling out of balance. But you've got strong people around you. And whatever you're trying to decide on in this month, let me see. She get the answer? Yes. Yes. Yes, you get, boy, this is great. I knew I should throw cards on this. Okay. Two of Swords. This was your indecision. But by holding out, you've created a way to finish something and be done with it, to get what you really want. And but it's going to allow you to have more time on your own. So I don't know how that works out, but you're definitely moving to a more positive position. You're just sitting back watching Vicky, and that's not a bad thing to do at this point. We've got better starts, better signs this summer. Oh, how do you take this? Okay. Issue number 1 is more. Do you want more educational content on my shows? Do you want more collaborations with other people on my shows? Do you want them to be more live and interactive, which is something like this? Or would you like to see more oracle content? 1 is more educational content. 2 is more collaborative content. Push 3. You just put that number in the chat. And that's how you can vote on the survey. Okay, wait a minute. I had 1. Okay, I'm pulling up. People finally putting things in caps, and I can find you now. Oh, somebody else just says, yeah, she just duct taped her a signal after an accident. Well, that's fine for a little while, but in Texas, that becomes your lifestyle. Oh, somebody's car is, she's a Lyft driver. Well, that's fun. I like my Lyft drivers. The ones I've had have been very nice. Okay. Somebody else duct taped her passenger side light on, and that's not a question, so I'm not going to go into that. And will I find someone to clean my house this year? You mean the violet flame doesn't do it? Calling in Archangel Zadkiel, Ascended Master Saint Germain, and all the angels to sweep out all the discordant energy that doesn't get rid of the dust too? Carrie, I'm shocked. Doesn't work in my house either. Man, when I started digging my office part, I went, oh, I remember when I got that. Ooh. Found lots of stuff. But I'm getting to the point I can't find decks I want to find, decks I've bought that I want to use. Cut it into 3. Okay. It's your house. It's been a bit of a problem. Yeah, you're definitely going to find somebody. I'd say in 2 to 6 weeks. Your problem is you're grumpy and you want things done the way you want them done, and so you're very particular, but you're going to find somebody who respects your house. This is the Empress. That's Heart Your Home, who respects your house as much as you do. 6 of Wands is you're going to be victorious in this. 2 of Wands is you're going to really like this person. They're going to do really well, and you're not going to you're going to be able to like leave a list and say do this and know that things get done well. Let me see if I see about who are they? What's this person? Yeah, they're going to be able to do everything you want them to do, and this is a 9 of Cups. You're going to get what you want. Get it all complete and done. You're going to find somebody this year. Okay. Sandra, reading for the next couple of months too, please. Let's see. Sandra. I'm going to do a 30-60 day right now. You're getting your stuff starting to shape up the way you want it to go. And you're very suspicious of that, Sandra, whenever everything kind of goes the way you want it to. In the future, what do we see? 3 swords. Okay. What I see is that you've dumped the weight of carrying the weight of other people on your shoulders, and you're getting what you want. Things have been seeming to go along really, really well, but then you've had people trying to steal your jam. When you've been saying, I'm in good mood, they're like, yeah, maybe not. But that's where we are right now. This is all the future. And remember, the power of tarot is if you get a card out in the future you don't like, and when you wonder, this is the 3 of Swords upside down. That's good. That's in hopes and fears. You had a health situation you thought you might be facing. You still, because you're having a little hard time accepting good news, you're still kind of reluctant about dealing with that. You've got the Ace of Wands. You've got some new beginnings coming towards you. It's going to be your own indecision about whether or not that comes through. And you've got so many positive cups on here, girl. You just got to let go of that trace fear. I don't know what kind of family you were raised in, but I was raised in the sort of family that good things would really start happening. And my mother would always, in the back of her comments, was that air of, but what next? And I think you're a what nexter. Quit what nexting yourself. Enjoy it now. How will my claim with State Farm go? Don't know what kind of a claim it is, but we'll see. They've been working with you okay. That card just didn't want to get in the deck. 3 of Cups. It's going to take a while. They're all fighting with each other in the back corner, but it works out fine for you, and I see money coming. I don't think it's going to cost you what you think it's going to cost you. But do you live in a state where they can split the difference? The other side is fighting with them to have your side accept your claim, and they'll take care of their claim. And actually, you're in the right. So I think State Farm's going to fight for it. Okay, Oxford Cat. Oh, I know all about this. I'm not going to do a 9-month reading. I do those. And I am starting my 9-month readings for June to December for the end of this year. You go to my website, Crystal Directions. You can find out how to get one of those. I'm going to see about knee surgery. And I know all about knee surgery, Oxford Cat, because I had both my knees replaced on the same day. One doctor did one knee and one did the other. And you can actually tell. I mean, I can tell you which one was a better surgeon. But it's the best thing I ever did. It made me whole. Thanks for Cat's knee surgery at home with the sun. Oh, you couldn't have better. Oh, girl. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be painful for a little while at the end. But this time they're going to really fix it. Whatever they did before they tried to half-ass it and they couldn't, that was the tower. And so it's really broken. Now you've got the sun. You've got people who really know what they're doing. You're just really hesitant because you've been burnt so many times. And even though your guides are telling you, be calm about this, you can't be. But justice is on your side. So it's going to come out to be great. It's going to work. And that, I would assume, I know how long it took me to go over my surgery. That ought to take you for the next year. Oh, we're talking about Toyotas again. Okay, silver linings. I do need caps for a question. How do you see my moving forward with current health issues? Seems it takes a little time. Sometimes it does take a little bit of time. I'm getting a lot of, I'll do a broad sweep on a health question. I actually had someone send me that I taught how to read, and she got a health question from a woman, and she just knew she shouldn't answer it. So she avoided it and answered all the women's other questions. And then she wrote me about it, and I have a video of John Edwards, and he said, when your guides say no, why you need to listen. It's a very interesting story, and it's not about a health question, but his guide said no, even though that looks like it's going to be a good thing for you, no. And then he tells you the whole thing, and it is, if your guides really tell you no, don't do it. But I will read about your health. How's your current health issues going? You know. And it's not as bad as you keep going in. They keep thinking they're going to find more weird shit on your tests, and they don't. Um, I'm going to ask about the Eight of Pentacles. I think you might need to look at some other doctors. And I think you'll be sent to other doctors, and then you will be in their wheelhouse. Because the doctors you're going to right now, it's not in their wheelhouse. They don't know the issue as well as they should to help you. And dun, 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 dun. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Hey, will I ever not have anxiety? The past weeks felt difficult, but less than the past. Okay. Yeah, Catherine, I can. Okay, I'm going to answer this question. I don't have to flip cards on it. You will get past your anxiety, but you have some things around you that keep you anxious. So, and you have situations that are not yet resolved, but they're coming to a resolution, and you will get less anxious. And I talked to Catherine quite a bit, so I know what's going on. You could try dowsing, Rossi, if you understand how to do that over a map. That's where you get a pendulum, run it over a map, and say, where's the best place for me to go live? Try that. I just found out a cousin who's just, we're in the same age range, but they lived in Canada and I lived in the United States, and we didn't see each other. Um, let's see. Okay, I'm going to have to close this down in a minute. So I'm going to look down and see. I've got one more question after this. How does my next 2 months in business look like? Christy! How does Christy Storm's next 2 months of business look like? Well, you just got out of your tax season, so girl, I'd be so happy. I loved it when I was a tax accountant at one point, people. I used to love it the months after, cleaning up, trying to get things straight. Christy Storm's next 2 months. Nothing's changing, no big shifts. It all looks great. You're dealing with your spiritual issues in your house really well, and I see your daughter settling down, and nobody's. You had a problem. Did you have a problem, Christy, sometime in the last year where people were trying to steal your business? Six of Swords, taking business. Because I see that's all gone away. This is a yes. It looks very good. Okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to look at my survey and see what it says. 67% want more educational content, and 33% want more live interaction. And I'm hiding the poll now. Thank you for participating in my very first poll that I actually got to really work. And I'm going to leave you. Where'd it go? Where did my thing go? I hope you can still hear me. because okay, I'm going to have to cut it off. My browser just gave me a signal that it is no longer sending pictures, and we got to the end. What can I say? There we are. I'm back. Okay. My computer's doing something weird. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull, this is one of the things I found, and it was pull a crystal. And what she sent me is this woman was manufacturing this, came with a little stand, came with the whole deck of cards like this. And you pull a card out of here, and that tells you your crystal for the day. And we are going to pull out turquoise. Have no fear, begin enjoy. So I'm going to set that up, and it's a little stand. And I'm going to put it on my desk, and I will think about that for all of us all day while I'm cleaning up my office. Yay! I'll think about that. I will, a week from today, I will have Cindy from Midlife Psychic, who did a really wonderful show, and I was due to have her on before this happened. But she reads runes, and so I wanted someone I could read runes with. And she's going to come on, and we're going to look at runes. So if you've ever had curiosity about runes, this will be a place to come and learn about it. That fits in totally with what most of you wanted. Remember, I'm on Substack. You can buy me a cup of coffee if you want to. That's lovely. I love getting little, doesn't have to be a lot of money. And if you buy me a cup of coffee, there's a place where I can just say thank you for the coffee, but there's also a way I can tape a 30-second oracle card reading just for you. And it just goes right back to your mailbox and says thank you. So that's how I say thank you for people who support my channel that way. I really appreciate it. And I really need everybody's support. YouTube's doing strange things. I've lost 20 members overnight, and I asked them why, and they said they couldn't tell me. And and you hate to push the bear, but I'm really glad I'm learning Substack, because Substack's going to have lives soon. And if you belong to someone's Substack channel, you can see when they're going live, just like YouTube. And it's so much, I can't tell you as a creator how much easier it is to navigate. So I look forward to seeing that. Oh, how do you buy me a cup of coffee? Go into your browser, push in buy me a cup of coffee, say Nancy Jean or Crystal Directions. It will send you right to the page and tell you everything you need to do. That's a tricky little thing. YouTube won't let me put an icon up for buy me a cup of coffee. I can put an icon up for everywhere else I want to show, but you can't on there because I want to keep all the money to themselves. So, and I get a lot more of the money when you buy me a cup of coffee. So there's YouTube. Yeah, YouTube's doing some strange things. I just saw a lady, and I mean, I got into the mid 7,000s, and now I'm down to lower 7,000s again. But this woman had 167,000 subscribers, and I don't know what she does for a living, but that's whatever she does in that channel is how she makes her living. She just popped up in my feed today. I have no connection to her whatsoever. And she was saying how she had to get together last year with lawyers to dispute what YouTube was saying. And now they're saying she stole her name. And she said, I've been doing this for 15 years through them. And she said, they're still pushing my stuff out there. And in her chat, I was just curious about what her chat said. And the people in her chat were saying, you disappeared until last week, and all of a sudden I got all your feed again, but I didn't know where you went for all that. I mean, I don't know that YouTube's doing anything. I don't know that it's just not like my camera that decided to go off when it shouldn't have gone off. And I don't think YouTube does that. I think that's electronics. But anyway, got 7 candles, got 9 candles coming. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a wonderful, inspirational time to look forward to the abundance of Jupiter and the kindness and the giving of Venus. And I hope you can all join me over there. Bye.